We all know and love Hogwarts, and we've seen the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic and the Goblet of Fire. But what do we know about the other wizarding schools in the Harry Potter universe? You guys, there are a total of 11 schools in Harry Potter. So today we're going to talk about everything we know about these wizarding schools. We'll start from the least famous school to the one we've heard of most. So at number 11, we have Fenghua School of Witchcraft from China. This is one of the least popular of them all. I'm sure that most of you guys have never heard about it, because it's a fan-created school that only appears on Harry Potter fan wikis. This version isn't official canon. Fenghua is said to be located on Badaling Mountain near Beijing. It's a magical school that was founded in 1600 BCE, and it's one of the oldest schools in the world. This school is named after Fenghua, the Chinese phoenix. Just like Hogwarts, it also has several houses named Long, Qilin, Jian, and Xiangliu, which represent qualities similar to courage, wisdom, resilience, and strength. At Fenghua School, the sorting is a kind of interesting thing. So the students walk into the center of a huge room with tall walls, and all around them, each wall has a carved image of one of the 4 house animals. A jade petal floats in the air, and when someone gently touches it, a glowing pearl reacts and sinks into the floor. The wall that lights up shows which house they belong to, and if more than one glows, they get to choose for themselves, which is pretty cool. The next school on our list is the Cheshire School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. This one is also a fan-created school. It's a small magical school hidden somewhere along the southeastern coast of Australia, and is famous for its amazing lessons in spellcasting and potion making. It started in 1866 by Aesop Taylors, who was a former Hogwarts student. It was difficult to establish it at first because there were not enough students and teachers. It was even attacked by wizarding criminals and damaged by storms, so it had to move to higher ground in 1880. Eventually, it grew strong and was officially recognized by the International Confederation of Wizards in 1890. The school has 4 houses, a total of 140 students aged 11 to 18. And guys, the coolest thing is that the students reach the school by taking a 3-hour ferry to a hidden cove. Cheshire students can also visit Talktown, which is a small all-wizarding village nearby with lots of clocks and a popular spot called the Rainbow Snake. The school is also known for inventing new spells and potions. The next one is the Salem Institute for Young Witches, but it's not official and doesn't come from J.K. Rowling. This institution was created for young witches, and they often say that it's an all-girls school or a training place for magical education in the United States. Its location is in Salem, Massachusetts, and that's a famous place in magical lore and history around witchcraft. Students in this institute attend typical magical classes like charms, potions, and transfiguration, and take exams similar to those of other wizarding schools. But some officials confirm that it isn't a real wizarding school. When the books first mentioned a Salem Witches Institute at the Quidditch World Cup, many fans thought it was a school. Later, J.K. Rowling clarified that it was not meant as a school, but as a reference to real-world organizations like the Women's Institute. She also revealed that magical children in America attended Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry instead. So, to summarize, in simple terms, there is no official Salem Institute for Witches described anywhere by J.K. Rowling. Next, we have Koldovstoretz, the official wizarding school of Russia, and one of the 11 major magical schools recognized by the International Confederation of Wizards. It's most famous for its students playing a very unusual version of Quidditch, where they fly on whole uprooted trees instead of broomsticks. Isn't it interesting? And it means their magic training in flight and charms is especially powerful. The school's name likely comes from Russian words meaning magic and creator or palace of magic. Koldovstoretz's exact location is kept secret like other big schools, and it's said to be hidden in a remote part of Russia. But some stories mention that it's around Lake Ladoga, so muggles never find it. The school was first referenced in official extra materials like the Wonder Book, Book of Potions video game, and Pottermore Facts. We haven't seen it in the original books, but it's part of the wider wizarding world and has been mentioned in connection with magical events like the Wizarding School's Potions Championship. The next one is Mahoutokoro School of Magic. It's the Japanese wizarding school and one of the 11 major magical schools in the Harry Potter world. It's located on the volcanic island of Minami Iwo Jima and is one of the oldest and smallest schools. It has fewer students than Hogwarts or Ilvermorny. Kids can start learning magic at 7, but they can only live at the school from age 11. In that time, they travel back and forth home on the backs of giant magical birds called storm petrels. The school itself is kind of fascinating because it has a beautiful palace made of white jade that rises above the island and is hidden from muggles. Mahoutokoro is famous for its high academic standards and for training students in real sea conditions. Every student here wears an enchanted robe that grows with them from childhood all the way to graduation. The robe starts with a pale pink color that slowly deepens into richer shades as the student's magical skill and discipline improve. When a witch or wizard finally reaches the highest level of mastery, the robe shines gold, and that's when they're considered fully trained. And the next on our list is Uagadou School of Magic. It's a famous African wizarding school and one of the oldest and most respected magical institutions in the Harry Potter world. It's carved into the mountains of the moon in Uganda and is considered the biggest wizarding school in the world because it takes students from all over Africa. The school has a long history of over 1,000 years, which makes it older than Hogwarts. Students at Uagadou are especially skilled in subjects like astronomy, alchemy, and self-transfiguration, and they often become very powerful in these areas. We have seen that most of the schools use wands, but Uagadou students cast spells with gestures gestures or by pointing their fingers. Yes, because wandless magic was a part of African magical tradition long before wands were introduced from Europe. Another interesting thing is that the students of this school don't receive letters from owls. Then how do they know they've been accepted? They come to know it when mysterious dream messengers visit them in their sleep and leave a carved stone token in their hand. The next one is Castelobruxo, the main magic school of South America. To muggles, it looks like a broken stone ruin lost in the jungle. But when witches and wizards arrive, the enchantments fade and a golden castle appears. The school is very old and existed long before Europeans came to South America. It follows ancient indigenous magic and works closely with nature, and even the forest itself becomes the classroom for students. They study plants, animals, and potions using real jungle life. Many famous potion makers and magizoologists trained here. Magical beings called Kapora guard the school and prank rule breakers. Students of this school wear green enchanted robes and come from all across South America. Next, we have Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. It's the famous American wizarding school hidden on the highest peak of Mount Greylock in Massachusetts, and it's one of the 11 major schools around the world. It was founded in the early 1600s by Isolde Sayer. She was an Irish witch who escaped Europe. Together with her no-match husband, James Stewart, they built the first stone cottage that eventually grew into a full-size magical school as more young witches and wizards arrived. Unlike Hogwarts' Sorting Hat, students at Ilvermorny are sorted into 4 houses: Horned Serpent, Wampus, Thunderbird, and Pukwudgie. It happens to a special ceremony where they stand on a Gordian knot, and carved wooden house statues react to them. And if more than one house calls to them, they get to choose where they want to belong. The most interesting thing is this school is a snakewood tree on its grounds that grew from a buried wand, and is believed to have healing properties. Ilvermorny students wear blue and cranberry robes with a gold knot. The next school is Durmstrang Institute, which is one of the most secretive and intensive wizarding schools in the world. It's located somewhere in the frozen reaches of northern or eastern Europe, in a place hidden from Muggle eyes. It was established in the 13th century with a strong focus on combat skills and deep understanding of dangerous magic. Durmstrang is known for training students in powerful defensive techniques and dueling. One of the interesting facts about this school is that they focus on supervised study of dark magic so that students learn how to understand it rather than fear it. Next, we have Beauxbatons Academy of Magic. It was one of the 3 biggest and most famous wizarding schools in Europe, along with Hogwarts and Durmstrang. It's located in a beautiful chateau in France. The dining hall is decorated with non-melting ice sculptures, and at Christmas, choirs of wood nymphs sing for the students. Everyone at the school wears uniforms made of light blue silk. For long trips, the students travel in a huge powder blue carriage that has living and sleeping quarters. It's pulled through the air by giant winged horses called Abraxans, which drink only single malt whiskey. Beauxbatons has a history of more than 700 years, and famous wizards like Nicholas Flamel studied there. In the story, Beauxbatons is introduced in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, when Headmistress Olympe Maxime comes to Hogwarts with the students to take part in the Triwizard Tournament. And in the end, we have our most famous and beloved school. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry was founded over 1,000 years ago by 4 legendary witches and wizards: Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. The founders had different ideas about what made a great wizard. Gryffindor valued courage, Slytherin prized ambition and cunning, but also believed in blood purity. Ravenclaw focused on intelligence and wisdom, and Hufflepuff welcomed anyone loyal, hardworking, and fair. These differences became the basis for the 4 houses, and every new student is sorted into a house by the magical sorting hat, which considers their qualities and personal desires. The castle itself is full of magic and constantly changing. Staircases move on their own, rooms appear and disappear, and the Great Hall has a ceiling that looks like the sky outside. Hogwarts is really something, because after centuries, no one has mapped all of its secret passages. Hogwarts also has magical portraits that give advice, resident ghosts that maintain order, and the mischievous poltergeist Peeves, who creates chaos. Over its history, Hogwarts has faced wizarding wars, but it remains a place where young witches and wizards discover who they're meant to be. So that wraps up our journey through these amazing wizarding schools around the world. If you enjoyed this video, tell us in the comments what we should explore next in Harry Potter.